Vivian's Inquiring Minds message this week really struck a chord with me. I'm going to read it. It's short. Kindness is a key ingredient for the consciousness of humanity. When we are kind, we are respectful, we are listening. We are aware of the attitude we convey to anybody, friend or stranger. That smile, taking time to assist the stranger, listening to an elderly as he attempts to explain his thought. A day really can't go by without opportunities to be kind. The first plan might to be in our own home, our loved ones. Do you ever take them for granted while you're considerate and kind to others? The power in kindness. Let's use it. Hearing James read those lyrics this morning, the last quote on your order of service, it's like we did collusion, but we didn't. Kindness is a language which the deaf can hear and the blind can see. I don't have to talk to you a whole lot about kindness. You're all very aware of it. We got boxes full of goodies in the back. And all the time, Noah just picked up 3/4 of a barrel full of groceries. As a congregation, we come together in valiant showing of our kindness and thoughtfulness to other people in our community. I was watching a television program. Bill Maher started a production company in a television series called Vice. And it's Vice Now or Vice Alive or something like that. It was a group of people having a conversation. And one of the people in this conversation was an actor who was on The Wire. I don't know his name, but he was HBO series called The Wire. And he said, for years, I let throwing a buck or some change into somebody's coffee cup or can or in their hand as I walked out of the grocery store, walked down the street, and I allowed that to cancel out and pay for my prosperity and guilt, and that was my token of kindness. He said, one day I kind of fessed up. I owned up to it. He said, I was walking down the street and there was this homeless guy sitting down along a wall, commercial building. So I walked up and I kind of sat down next to him. And I asked him how he was, and he said, I'm actually okay, pretty good. And this gentleman said, we had a conversation that lasted quite a long time. And he said, then just kind of out of the blue, this homeless guy said to me, man, you got a really nice smile. I'm glad you stopped. A guy who had nothing and every reason to complain and be negative, feel depression. Hey, you got a nice smile. Have we said that to each other in this room? Have we just shown that kindness randomly as we go through life? I called this talk this morning, Doing the Math. As I was pondering this email that Vivian wrote, I got to thinking all of us have intention, and we turn that intention into an actual act of kindness. We do. But how often? When we are showing kindness, we are in an elevated state of consciousness. we're sharing with our fellow human beings. A good thing. And I just wonder, when you compare that elevated consciousness of showing kindness or empathy or gratitude, how does that compare with when we're cussing the government, the guy that pulled out in front of us that took our parking place, post boxes full of bills? Consciousness. It's whatever powers your thought, your words, or your actions. Now, I'm going to give us a pass while we're sleeping. We sleep 8 hours a day. We're not responsible for our consciousness during those 8 hours. We get a pass. But the other 16 hours, that's about 112 hours a week. So, of those 112 hours, let's do some mathematics here. When you're in a state of kindness, gratitude, sharing, all of the stuff we call elevated consciousness, how many hours do you spend there on the graph? How many are we above the zero line on the positive plus side? Compared to how many hours are we feeling depressed, angry, hateful, rude, just checked out, just go to the cave and don't be nice to anybody, not even yourself? How many hours do we spend there? This consciousness thing, Barbara spoke of it in her meditation, James spoke of it in his mini message. Our world, the consciousness that human beings emit in our world, is very negative collectively. And our assignment, I believe, because we know about consciousness, is to see what we can do to elevate that consciousness, that collective consciousness of humanity. Plants and animals, natures in the universe, their consciousness is as it should be. We're the only ones that mess it up. So to know whether we are elevating consciousness within our world, we got to do a little mathematics. How many hours are we on the above zero, on the positive side? And how many hours are we on the negative side, the less than positive side, a negative consciousness? There's so much anger and hatred and a feeling of lack in this world. I imagine a lot of us in here, every time we get the mail and the bills and we look at the bank balance, we have that feeling of lack. But somehow there's always enough. If that's the way you look at it, there's going to be enough. That's on the plus side. When you say, I'm never going to make it, that's on the bottom side. So I encourage all of you to do some mathematics. Start being aware of the consciousness you are emitting, the energy you're putting out into this universe. Are you helping the problem, or are you part of the problem? And your awareness of the consciousness overall in any given week or in any given day or even in any given hour does have effect on this universe. Was it Gandhi or Mother Teresa? I don't remember. One of them said, be the change you want to see. Gandhi, thank you. Be that positive consciousness. You can. if you're aware. You can be on the plus side. You can be above. You can have positive consciousness. You can have positive thoughts. I'm going to sing a song in just a moment called This Little Light of Mine. That light, is it positive or negative? If it's light, it must be positive. If it's truly light, takes away the darkness, makes the darkness disappear. And can you imagine if you spent 52% of your waking hours living, thinking, speaking, and acting with positive consciousness, what a difference that would make in your life and in mine? I'm sure we can all do better. I'm positive of it. And really, folks, there's no reason we can't. No reason at all. If we just take time, do the math. And once we get it figured out, and once we make a few adjustments, then we can stand up and let our light shine. Let's stand up and sing that, shall we?